Hello and welcome back to Jumping the Stylus. This is my second video. If you haven't seen my first video, it was a Beatles album ranking. You better go back and check that out first, maybe before coming to this one, because I think it's quite an interesting topic of discussion. So today we're doing another interesting topic of discussion, which is my top 10 favourite underrated Beatles tracks. So the criteria for this really is, first of all, these 10 songs are songs that I absolutely love. They're some of my all-time favourite Beatles songs, but they're also songs that I don't think really get a lot of discussion or conversation within the kind of Beatles fandom. These songs I think are often either A, overlooked, or B, sometimes I actually think spoken about quite negatively. I've got the list on my phone here, and there's definitely, well, I can see two songs that I know that some Beatles fans really don't like that I personally love. So yeah, there we go. So before we start, I do have an honourable mention, which I was going to add into the list originally, but I decided against it in the end, and that's Hey Bulldog. The reason I didn't add this is because I don't know whether you can really class it as underrated anymore. It's kind of a grey area. I think, obviously, absolutely, at one point it was the absolute kind of hidden jewel, wasn't it? It was like the most underrated Beatles track of all time. But I think there's been a lot of kind of gradual attention towards the song over the years, and there's a lot of YouTube videos out there about that track now, and I just think it's really sort of grown in stature amongst the Beatles fandom anyway. So that's why I kind of held off actually adding it to the full list. But if you still think it should absolutely be on the list, then, you know, by all means, because of course, in the public domain, no one knows what Hey Bulldog is. You know, it's only like really only Beatles fans that know what Hey Bulldog is. I can't imagine the average Joe on the street has ever heard of that song. So yeah, here we go then. So this is my top 10. That's 5. My top 10. Starting off number 10, For You Blue. I love this song. This is a great little ditty of a song, I think. I know it's a little bit throwaway, I guess you could say, because it's just a bit of a blues jaunty song. It's from the Let It Be album, obviously. I mean, I'm sure you all know it. It's a George song. Got some, you know. But I really love it. I think it's playful, it's fun, it gets stuck in my head like it's a proper earworm. And it's cheeky, you know. I love George's little quips throughout it and that. It makes me smile every time I hear it, and for me, it's a definite highlight of the album. I love it a lot. So yeah, there we go. God, my hair's doing all sorts at the moment, ain't it? Goodness me. So, number 9, I've put I'll Be Back, which is a song I actually discussed in my previous video, in my Beatles albums ranking. If you want to go back and have a look and see what I said about that song, I'll kind of reiterate it again, but it's my favourite song on the album. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm now sitting here thinking, did I talk about this song in my previous video? I think I did. Go and check and let me know. So yeah, brilliant song. I think it's my favourite song off the whole album. Again, an amazing song that doesn't get spoken about a lot. However, I think, I could be wrong. I think Rick Beato did a video on this song, I'll Be Back. I'll link it down in the description. He breaks it down. He like kind of goes through, because it's an unusual song, apparently, I'll Be Back. It's like, in terms of how songs are usually put together and structured, apparently it's actually a very unusual, weird song in that way. So yeah, but I absolutely love it. I'll link his video down in the description. Obviously everyone knows who Rick Beato is, but yeah, if you've not seen that video, it's really interesting. Go and have a look. So there we go. Number 8, Don't Pass Me By, from the White Album. It's a song that gets hated on. This is one of the 2 songs that I mentioned earlier that I think get a lot of hate, and Don't Pass Me By is unfortunately a song that I see kind of get thrown up quite a lot as people's kind of least favourite Beatles songs. It's odd, isn't it? When you're growing up as a child and you're just sort of ingesting all this music and you don't have the interference of the outside world or people's opinions, you just like what you like. And Don't Pass Me By was always a song that I loved so much because it was so happy. It was a bit of a stomper, like the little, you know, the piano riff and that. And I loved it. You know, like I've had memories like me and my mum singing it in the kitchen and like blasting it on the stereo, and it's just a song that, yeah, obviously it's more personal to me. Maybe other people obviously wouldn't have had that sort of personal connection with the song, but you know, it's a song that I think, yeah, gets a lot of hate, but I love it a lot, and I think it's, you know, I think it's undeserved personally. I don't think it deserves the hate that the song gets, but there we go. That's just my opinion. Number 7, again, a song that I think I discussed in my last video very briefly, which is "I'm a Loser." I think that's a phenomenal track off the Beatles for Sale album. Again, I don't really hear it discussed all that much in terms of great Beatles tracks. I think it's brilliant. I think this song is almost the sort of the prelude, or whatever the word is, to Nowhere Man. I don't know why. I've just always made that connection in my head. It could be a completely made up connection, but it for me always had that sort of same vibe to it. And I just love it. I just think it sounds great. John's vocals again, you know, it just, the whole thing, it's just, yeah, I love the song. I'm a Loser. Don't think it gets the attention it deserves. I think it's brilliant. Now, number 6. This was the second song that I was referring to that I don't think people like, and that is Chains from Please Please Me. Now, I know this is technically, well, I'd say technically, it's a cover song. It's not written by any of the Beatles. But weirdly, I've always really liked it. I don't really know why. I don't have an explanation for this one. It's just a song I really like. I don't like the opening harmonica chord at the beginning. That is a little bit grating. But after that, I don't know. It just chugs along, and it's just the way they're singing. Again, I said this in my last video. I just think there's something about the energy of the Please Please Me album that is just so inviting. And I think what this song for me demonstrates that. I know other people don't really like the song. They tend to skip it, I've heard as well. People tend to skip this song when listening to the album, but I love it. Pardon me. I think it's a great little song, and yeah, I don't mind listening to it over and over. I think it's great. So number 5, we're kind of starting to dig a little deeper now, kind of coming away from main albums a little bit. So from the anthology, we've got Leave My Kitten Alone. Now, I debated putting this on the list because it's only on the anthology. It's not on anything else. So it was never a sort of officially released, if that makes sense. Obviously, it was officially released via the anthology, but it was not in the sort of original canon of releases back in the 60s. But I still think it's brilliant. And I know that people have complained about the sort of audio quality. They want a higher quality version. I almost don't mind the fact that it sounds a little bit distorted, muffled. It sounds more raw to me. Again, it's that energy. It just gives it more of an oomph, more of a punch. I don't know if that's just me. But what's funny about this song as well is when I had my iPod Shuffle back in the day, remember iPod Shuffles? I had the Abbey Road album, because that's how I used to listen to Abbey Road. I had it on vinyl, but I didn't have a record player back then. Also, just to correct something I said in the last video, I think I said I listened to Abbey Road on Spotify back then. Yeah, I didn't. I listened to it on iTunes. I didn't have Spotify back then. But yeah, it was on my iPod Shuffle. Abbey Road would play, and obviously that would end with Her Majesty. And then the next song in that on my iPod that I had was Leave My Kitten Alone. And so even to this day, when I put Abbey Road on, whenever Her Majesty finishes, the opening guitar riff from Leave My Kitten Alone just automatically plays in my head. It's like still built into my DNA, that is. But yeah, what a fantastic song. Just an absolute solid rocker. It is such a shame they never released it properly back then. But yeah, brilliant song. And yeah, I guess it would be nice to have a better quality version of it at some point. So there we go. Number 4. Again, did I talk about this in the last video? Don't know if I did. If I Needed Someone from Rubber Soul. Honestly, I was going to have this at number 1, but I have heard other Beatles fans discuss this song kind of in little dibs and dabs here and there. I know it is a song that is respected in some little circles, but I just think overall within the Beatles fandom, no one's really talking about If I Needed Someone. It is one of my favourite George vocals, but not just that. It's like my favourite harmonies and just vocals in of all time, really, for the Beatles. There is just something about that song that it's like the pinnacle of early Beatles to the kind of mid-60s Beatles. It's like everything, it's like the perfect song, like the combination of all the years that preceded it before you get to Revolver. You know what I mean? It's like the song that sort of encapsulates all of that in one. It's got like the jangly guitar and the like George's beautiful vocals, the gorgeous harmonies, just everything about it. I absolutely love it. It is one of my standout favourite Beatles songs of all time. I love it. But as I say, I've got it a little bit lower on the list than I normally would because I know that there is a little bit of conversation about this song here and there. So otherwise, I would have had it at number 1. Number 3, another song that I think gets a little bit of hate, and people tend to say it's a song that they skip. Not all. I know there are some fans of this song, but I know some people kind of would rather not listen to it, and that's Blue Jay Way. I absolutely love Blue Jay Way. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Very atmospheric, very dark, very kind of like kind of drony, but I love that. And I said this in the last video again, which is why I'm doing this video, just kind of just elaborate on some of the stuff that I said in the last video. It would be dark outside, close my curtains, make sure all the lights were off in the room. This is when I was a teenager. And I had my hi-fi system set up at this point, and I would put the record on, and I'd just lie in my bed and just let the album wash over me. And I just remember that moment whenever the organ started at the beginning of Blue Jay. I think it's an organ, isn't it? Wouldn't have been a synthesizer. I wouldn't have thought. And every single time, it was like I just started levitating off the bed. It'd be like, like, what do they call them? Deprivation tanks or whatever. It was that kind of vibe. Phenomenal and way ahead of its time. For me, you look now at kind of some of the modern stuff that's on Spotify, that kind of like dark, alternative pop sound, kind of a little like Billie Eilish and even other things like what's that other one? Is it Pastel Ghosts? I think they're another one. That kind of Grimes as well. That sort of darker, more alternative pop sound. I think Blue Jay Way was just so ahead of its time in terms of that. It just really gives me that vibe. But yeah, absolutely love it. Probably one of my favourites, if not my favourite song off the Magical Mystery Tour album. Controversial, I know. So there we go. Yeah, brilliant. That was number 3. Number 2. Okay, this was hard because 1 and 2, it just kept swapping. I had this one at number 1 for a while, and then, you know what I mean? It just back and forth. But I decided to leave it where it was because I had to film this video. Number 2, I'll Follow the Sun, Beatles for Sale. For me, this song is just criminally not talked about. Like, it's criminal. I think it is such a beautiful, beautiful song, and I just never hear it spoken about. And maybe I'm just running in the wrong circles, I don't know, but I never hear this song spoken about at all. I think I'll Follow the Sun, Beatles for Sale, Paul's beautiful vocals, but then John sort of backing him up there, you know what I mean? Like, it actually gives me shivers. And the next song actually is the same one. It gives me kind of shivers, like gives me goosebumps. I love I'll Follow the Sun. Again, I think I've got quite a personal connection with it. I explained it in the last video. Beatles for Sale is quite a personal album to me. I associate it with a lot of sort of precious childhood memories. And I'll Follow the Sun, again, whenever that song comes on, I'm just immediately like put in, my back garden when I was growing up as a child, like it's springtime and like hearing the birds and the smell of the trees and you know what I mean, just all of that vibe. Just beautiful. What a song. I love this song. Absolutely love it. And it doesn't get spoken about enough, in my opinion. And number one, for a song that I don't think I've ever heard mentioned by any Beatles fan ever. I could be wrong, but obviously, people obviously have spoke about this song, but I'm never around to hear it. But it's just brilliant, and it's Yes It Is. Now I don't know, was this a B-side? I don't think this was this an actual single? I feel like this was a B-side. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't actually know. I know that it's on Past Masters anyway, and I think it's the only place you can find the song as well, is on the Past Masters compilation. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But I love Yes It Is. Oh my gosh. I remember, because my mum used to play it, and I just thought it was like a song that everyone knew, you know what I mean? And then I didn't hear it for quite a while, like for a good many years. And then it came on again, like randomly in my life. You know, a song just randomly comes at you, like a random point in time. And it literally had me on the verge of tears hearing it. It was just like, wow, I've not heard this song in so long, but also, it was just, I don't know, it's like the emotion of it, John's vocals in it, it's just, yeah, it is an absolutely standout, beautiful, beautiful Beatles track that I never hear people talk about. And if you've not heard it, go and listen to Yes It Is, because I think it's just beautiful. And yeah, I just love belting my heart out to it every time I hear it, you know what I mean? I was going to give you a rendition. I'm not going to do that. So there we go anyway. That is my top 10, just to quickly go back through them. Number 10, For You Blue. Number 9, I'll Be Back. Number 8, Don't Pass Me By. Number 7, I'm a Loser. Number 6, Chains. Number 5, Leave My Kitten Alone. Number 4, If I Needed Someone. Number 3, Blue Jay Way. Number 2, I'll Follow the Sun. Number 1, Yes It Is. Thank you for watching the video. I'd love to know what you think in the comment section below. Give me your top 10, your top 5, your top 3, whatever. You know, what Beatles songs do you love that you just never see people give attention to? Yeah, let me know. And I'll catch you in a bit. Bye.